A foam roller is another excellent at-home apparatus. Just like the stability ball, it's inexpensive and it's multifunctional. The foam roller plays two major roles in my life. The first is it helps intensify some core work, and I'm going to get into that in just a second. Secondly, though, where we're going to start is with self-massage. So the cool thing about the foam roller is when you utilize it for massage, you're not just loosening up muscle, but you're also breaking up bound up fascia. Fascia is connective tissue. And the really interesting thing to be aware of about fascia, connective tissue, is that it is throughout your entire body. So the implications of that are, if you have bound up fascia in one area, it can affect an area that might seem like it has nothing to do with it. It's almost like a spider web. If you pull part of the spider web, it affects the entire thing. So it's really important to make sure you are loosening up your fascia so that your entire body can be pain-free, so to speak. Now, the best way to break up bound up fascia is utilizing this foam roller. If you've never done it before, it might be painful at first, but be aware that that pain is good pain. And a good place to start if you're not able to begin rolling on the floor is to head over to the wall. So let me show you just 1 second. I'm going to roll out my IT band. Your IT band is a line of fascia that goes from your hip to your knee all the way down to your ankle on the side here. And most of us have really tight IT bands. And when the IT band gets tight, it starts to pull on things like our hip and our knees. So we can have knee pain, hip pain, back pain as a result of a tight IT band. So rolling it is really an awesome solution. Like I said, if it's too painful to start on the ground, then head over to the wall. When you're foam rolling on the wall, you can determine how much weight you lean into the wall to determine how intense you want the rolling to be. When you're rolling on the wall, it's just going to be small movements. So it's going to be a little awkward at first, and actually most of the time rolling is just awkward in general, especially when you're first starting. So just know that that's the case, but it's worth it because it's such a great way, like I said, to break up your fascia and loosen up your muscles. So you're just going to awkwardly do a little jig here on the wall. You're going to notice that you don't span a ton of space. So you're going to have to move the foam roller every once in a while to make sure you are getting your entire IT band. Now, another option is to have someone roll it for you. So when it comes to your IT band, you would just lie on your side like this, and then someone could roll with the foam roller perpendicular up and down. Now, if you want to get really intense with rolling, you can roll by yourself. So here's what that would look like for my IT band. You come on the mat here. I would start with your feet planted. That's going to make it a little less intense, rolling back and forth. As you want more intensity, you can lift your feet. So in other words, the more body weight that you're allowing to go into the rolling, the more intense it will become. And when you're rolling your IT band, you want to make sure you're rolling all the way from your knee up to your hip. In my body, the tightest part of my IT band is typically right by my knee. So if I'm not going all the way down, then I'm missing out on some good rolling. Now, when you're doing this, you want to be aware that your IT band is a great place to start because almost everyone, like I said, is very tight there. But you can roll almost anywhere. So you can roll your back out, your neck out. It just depends on what you need and where pain is showing up for you. There are many different sizes of foam rollers. I like to get the ones that are long enough where I can utilize them not only for self-massage, but also for core exercises. So in other words, you can buy ones about half the size that will work great for just rolling the self-massage portion. However, since mine is longer, I can actually utilize it to intensify my core workout, specifically a lot of Pilates exercises. So let me show you that here. Now, an important thing to realize about the foam roller is similar to the stability ball, it is a very unstable base. So you have to activate your abdominal muscles in order to stabilize. Now, unlike the stability ball, this unstable base is pretty intense. In other words, you have hardly any surface area touching the ground compared to the stability ball, and this is a much denser object. So with those two factors in mind, you're going to really have to pay attention to activating these muscles in order to feel stable. Now I'm going to show you a few things you can do to make this easier or harder depending on what you're looking for. The first thing you want to be aware of is how many limbs are in contact with the ground. So the more limbs you have in contact with the ground, the more stable you will be, and therefore the easier the exercise becomes. Once you have thought about that, then you want to pay attention to how far apart your arms are. So in other words, when your arms are out at a T, that's going to make things easier. When your arms are closer to your body, that's going to make things more challenging. Now, as you work on the foam roller, you're going to notice that the bigger your movement, the more challenging the exercises become, and usually the faster your movement, the more challenging they become as well. So let's have a little example here of what one of these foam rolling exercises might look like. We're going to begin with all 4 limbs on the ground. My arms are out at a T, so that gives me extra stability, makes the workout a little easier. And I'm going to try just bringing one leg up into tabletop. So now I have just 1 foot off the ground, and I'm already feeling my abdominal muscles fire up in order to stabilize me, in order to keep me from rolling off. If I would want to make this more challenging, I could bring my arms in closer. I could even lift my hands, so just my elbows are in contact with the ground. One day, someday, I could extend my arms up. Another option would be to bring both legs up. And now I have to really focus on stabilizing in order to not roll off. So you can see how as you begin to tweak these, you can really find a workout that meets what you need on any given day, depending on just some small adjustments. And once again, starting with a wide base, all 4 limbs on the ground is going to be a great place to begin. From there, you can tweak so that you know what your body can handle.
Thanks so much for tuning in. If you found this content helpful, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. Also, if you're wondering how to become healthier, I've created a free masterclass for you that is truly your ultimate wellness guide. It's called Fit and Fabulous for Life: 7 secrets that'll help you find your healthy living sweet spot. If you're intrigued, you should see a link to it on your screen now. You'll also find a link to it in the description box of this video. Thanks again for tuning into this video, and I hope you'll consider checking out my free Fit and Fab masterclass.